I'm curious, how have your white friends that you grew up with and white teammates reacted? John, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I've received, like you said, like I got phone calls and texts in the moments after George Floyd's passing, and pretty much the protest started to escalate, and the conversation started to happen. And like you said, I really didn't get those phone calls or texts in the past couple of years. But the fact that we're getting them now, it kind of brings me back to this hope, because a lot of my friends, it's like, hey, yo, listen, I knew about this stuff going on, but like I really didn't feel it or see it. Like it's starting to hurt me now. I mean, I've had white friends reach out and say like, dude, like I am hurting inside, not because of anything that might happen to me, but because like that could have been you.
Specifically, there's a teammate of mine here, Trevor Williams, reached out and he just asked me like what he could do. He was like, I've had no idea, and I feel ignorant not knowing more about this topic than I should. So what should I read? He's like, how can I educate myself on this system and how long this has been going on? And I feel like the education aspect is huge from this point on. Like I went to an all-white, private school for the most part. And like the history classes didn't really dive into like anything aside from like the civil rights movement. And like from that point on, it was like, wipe your hands clean of systemic racism. Like we're good now.
Don't beat around the bush. Like if you ask like, what do you think about the things going on around the world? Like I'd much rather you kind of just say what it is, especially with these statements of either teams or companies coming out and putting out their words, I guess. You got to touch on like the keywords of Black, police brutality, murder, I guess, white supremacy. Those are the key things that this is all forming from. And I think those are the words that make the conversation hard and uncomfortable for white people. And that's what I've kind of been encouraging them to. Just, if we're going to talk about it, I want to talk about it. Don't try to walk around it and be nice. We got to have an uncomfortable conversation to get anywhere.